grab it with your hands. Nothing's out of reach. If you really want something, if you need it, you can grab it with your hands. Nothing's out of reach. If you really want something.
Hello all you wonderful people out there. My name is Gabi.
And it's Chris representing Jamaica here in Germany. So guys, in today's video, we will be sharing a story time together for a change. However, it is kind of a
Sad story.
yeah.
But it's a happy ending. But it's sad.
Okay, so for today's video, we'll be sharing with you how our house got burnt down back in the day.
Yeah, so please watch it to the end and remember to subscribe, like, share and comment below. Yeah man.
Yeah, man. So where should we start?
So where we start?
I think we should start from the morning it happened. So what happened first?
What happens first? I had to wake up extremely early. I had a tour going from Negril to Black River and YS Falls. Right, so I think I woke up like about 3 o'clock in the morning, can you imagine? So Chrissy and Sarah were sleeping still. I got myself ready, walked down the hill, took a taxi going to Montego Bay because the driver always picked me up at the craft market in Mobile. Yeah, on the big road there. Yeah, and that was like 6 o'clock, and then together we drove to Negril. Take about 2 hours, more or less. And we picked up our tourists. And yeah, so
Okay, so that's her morning, right?
right.
So then for our morning now, we were going to school. So me and my younger sister, we got ready. And you know, then we went, what would you call it? To our neighbor's place? Because he would take us to school.
What that place?
Neighbors, like neighbor who live bottom side of us.
Oh, to pick up the other picnic.
Yeah, so he was doing some carpooling and he took us along with some other, his own kids and other kids to school. And I remember we were down there for a little bit in the car waiting, and yeah, so I guess we ended up, after a while we ended up going to school, and that was that for the morning. So I guess now it's your part where you get the big news.
Yeah, my part of the story started totally normal. So I did introduce myself to the tourists and the boss and told them about Negril, and we went our way, and you know, drove outside of Negril. I think we actually reached Sheffield when the first time my phone did ring. But I was ignoring my phone because I thought, I mean, everybody knows I'm working and you know, I'm busy, I'm talking here, right? So then the second time the phone rang, I'm still doing my talking here, but I did kind of looked out at my phone who it was, and I realized it was my neighbor. And after it heard and the fourth time, and so I didn't have a choice, I had to pick up the phone. So I excused myself, I turned around to the tourist and I said, excuse me, but I really have to take this call. Yeah, and what I heard then was, wow, like that was something else. It was sort of like your house did burn down, everything gone. And I was like in my head, I mean, you have to, I was in shock. And I still was smiling like nothing happened and so, and the bus driver, he looked at me and asked if everything is all right. I said, and he said, the neighbor, he will call me back later. I think that was it, yeah. And then after, I mean, then the phone just never stopped ringing. And then one next somebody come, I think it was just school.
Yeah.
I think they called too, yeah. And it was about if they should tell you guys, or if they should just keep it for themselves and don't say anything until I reach home. And somehow I thought better you just still enjoy that little bit of school there, and I said don't say anything and I will tell them when I get home.
I mean, I guess you made the right decision, kinda, but it was so weird. Like, I remember our neighbor, like, he doesn't usually pick us up from school. That wasn't his thing. I guess he would just bring us in the mornings, but it was so weird to see him there to pick me up. Like, it's like you know something's wrong. And then he came and he picked me up. It was like after lunch. And I don't know, he wasn't, I was saying, so what's up? Why are you picking me up so early from school? No answer. Just come on, nothing. And then he said, you can sit in the front seat. And, and I don't know, it was crazy. I think he told me actually in the car ride up.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he told me when we were driving up our little hill. And when he told me that, I was in shock. I remember I was thinking we had a little baby kitten at the time. We had a fish. And I couldn't stop thinking about him. I was thinking about everything that was in the place.
Because she was so little, we actually left her inside the place.
Yeah, she was too young.
We had other cats and dogs and so on. She was really very, very small. So we thought she would be safer inside. God, we would.
And the fish, and just imagining and picturing all this terrible stuff. What could, and everything that you really cherish as a kid, you know. I was thinking about my Barbies and my clothes, and I don't know, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so how did it go on? So after that, I can't remember what happened. If I went up there alone without you.
I was there first.
Yeah, okay, you continue, because I don't think I was there.
My story then goes like, we didn't really know what to do. Obviously, the driver, he was very concerned, and he said, you need to go back home. And I said, well, I only have some money to buy like a lunch and maybe a drinks like also, but I didn't have enough fare. But he said, no problem, I will give you the money. I'm not quite sure if it was from Black River or from White House, where I then get off the bus and took a taxi. I mean, first of all, we had to find somebody who came in for me and finished the tour. And we eventually found somebody, and my boss said also, it's no problem. I mean, Gabi, you have to do what you have to do, right? Bus driver wishing me luck. I mean, what else can he say? And I took a taxi back home, and that ride seemed to take forever. I still remember I told the tourists also, I said, I mean, the phone was ringing so often now, so guys, I need to tell you what happened, because you must think I'm totally crazy. What is this tour guy doing there? So I said, my house had just burned down, and everybody, it wasn't much, it was like 6 people or so, or 8 maybe. And after everything happened, so also they even asked questions and how I was doing and my kids, and if everything was all right. Sometime after, before they left, going back to Germany, which was very nice too. Yeah, so I went back home, finally reached Mobile, which took forever. You know, when you're in a hurry and you will want to go see what really happens, because when somebody tells you everything burned down, you think really everything, like as in nothing left. I remember walking up a hill, I mean our little hill, you know, going to the house, like I had my face down like this. I didn't want to see what's really happening there, and shortly before I reached, like I sort of turned one eye up, like, and I said, thanks God the outside part still was standing.
Yeah,
I mean, no windows, no doors, curtains gone, everything gone, inside everything just was black and wet. I mean, our neighbors, actually one day before this happened also, we filled our tanks. The black tanks, what we did have. Thanks God. So the neighbors, they out the fire before even the fire truck did reach up there. So everything was black and wet, and I mean, was nothing left.
God bless those neighbors.
But some things that left. I mean, by the grace of God, because of humanity, I always put like passports and important papers in a lots of plastic, like, you know, and I even had some money for some reason that even survived too. I believe it was like 4,000 or 5,000 Jamaican dollars. My passport, yes, the plastic outside did melt in a way, like, but everything inside was okay. So, I mean,
wow, you know, it's such a blessing, this stuff that you're okay.
Because of so much trouble getting them back, and I guess everybody knows that. Yeah, and then our Canadian friend, she came with her boyfriend. Yeah.
I remember that part now. So I came after everything had started. You were there. I remember passing her husband somewhere down the trees before you go up to the house. I passed him. I remember that now.
Yeah,
Oh,
then
gosh.
she said we can't stay with her because, I mean, there was no way we could stay up there. Everything gone, the windows, doors, you couldn't lock up or something. It was just, I mean, it was dirty.
Yeah, so
I will never forget that smell up to this date.
you still have that smell
From
in.
this cold
Yeah.
smoke and burning sensation there, so I will never forget that.
Yeah, that smell is gonna live with us forever.
Right. Yeah, so I think that day we didn't really do very much. I mean, after we took a look, because everything was still kind of hot, you couldn't really touch it very good. And so we went down to our Canadian friend. We slept there in the night. Never mind, I didn't sleep much. I was wondering how I gotta manage. I mean, I needed money and I needed it fast
It was really
to
rough.
fix up everything. I remember, I don't know if I did that the day after or 2 days after, because you know it's never easy to ask somebody for money. So I asked my aunt here in Germany, which was one of the hardest things, God knows.
Yeah.
But she did send money. Don't remember how much it was, but it did help to buy food and stuff. And the days after, I spent like cleaning up. The neighbors did help. Oh, I just remember our one neighbor, this old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said, Gabby, I thought you're inside the place. I thought you're sleeping. I know how you like to sleep long when you're not working, and so I thought maybe you're in there and you're dead like this. She said she almost got a heart attack.
Yeah.
I mean, she was so worried, you know, and then when she finally got inside and all the smoke was gone and the fire was gone now, so she realized nobody not in there. And thanks God, all the children were at school. I wasn't there, nobody was there, but our cat never was that lucky.
Yeah,
She
fish.
died. And my goldfish too. Yeah.
It's so sad. I think we actually saw the remains.
I don't remember, I just put that out of my head.
I think I
I
saw.
don't want to think
I
of
don't remember seeing like any signs of the fish, but I remember seeing signs of like poor kitty.
it. Terrible.
That must have been a horrible death.
So I cleaned up with some help. Days after, I had to wipe off all the walls and clean them from this black stuff there, which took forever. That's why I never can get rid of the smell there.
I don't remember cleaning up. So you guys would clean
Yeah,
when we
I
were at
did.
school?
I mostly was alone up there. So I spent a lot of time cleaning, and I mean, I got help. Let's just start with work. I mean, they put some money together, the bus drivers and co-workers, like, which was so kind, and it's something I will never ever forget. And bus drivers really don't make much money, and I so appreciate it. So if anybody is watching also, thank you.
Thanks
Very
guys.
much.
Yeah, we'll
It was
never
really
forget
appreciated.
You. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
remember after we finished and we moved in, after weeks,
it was a long time.
yeah, we got beds. I think from one other neighbor we got a bed, and from one next one somewhere we got a next one. Even one old granny gave us clothes. I've never seen a granny before. I mean, everybody kind of came together just to help. And that was really amazing. That was a good part. Really.
Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah. And we don't know how the fire started. We always wondered about that.
Yeah.
In the fire, people, they couldn't really say anything much. I mean,
They said
we
it
don't have a
started
clue.
under the bed.
Yeah,
So that's what we know.
that's all what we know.
And it's crazy.
We don't know if somebody did it on purpose, which is always on our mind.
It's hard. We don't know.
Yeah. But you see how about something bad, something good can come out. Number one, we did all survive.
Yeah.
Because my
definitely.
biggest fear was that maybe you guys still in there.
That would have been crazy because she
Right.
left us to go to work. So God knows what you were thinking at first.
I was so worried. And I definitely will never forget it. So I understand everybody who lose their things in a fire, and it happens here in Germany all the time too. Just the other day, one big building did just burn up completely.
Yeah.
There's, I believe, 36 families in there.
But you know, it's not just for people who have a fire, it's for anybody who has to start their life over from scratch again. Because it could be a different situation, but just starting over, we know that feeling for sure.
Yeah, I think I did that more than once, but yeah, that was.
That's true. You got through so much. And then I wanted to say, it's times like those that you really get to see, you know, your true friends and people who really stick by you.
You might just get a surprise though.
True.
From people where you never would think they would help you, who really stand up for you. Even if it's just helping cleaning or painting the walls. I mean, I had to do the rendering and everything I had to do new, obviously, like new doors and windows.
You know what I remember? So while we were still staying at her friend's place, it took a while for the place to be ready to move in again, right? And I remember after school we'd have to go up there because the Canadian lady says she lived halfway on the hill and we live the next half. So we would have to pass like her place almost to go all the way to our house to feed the dogs in the evening while you were at work.
Yeah, we had a lot of dogs and cats. True.
So we'd go up and feed them and then go back down. And I remember it being weird staying at her place. It's not like we're friends and we love her, but it was just weird there to live there because you're just used to visiting.
So we stayed in one room. Obviously, mosquitoes, they did like us. It's like every time you go to a different somebody yard, like the mosquitoes there love you specially.
Because you're new blood. You're new blood.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, but she had a nice mosquito net, but you were just not allowed to put your feet too close to the net or else. Yeah. But God bless her heart, man. That we had
I
so
hope
much
she's
to go.
alright.
Yeah, she's okay. I heard the other day that she's doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was our story.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember much more after that, right?
I guess that was the main thing. I forget the calling and it was like, it was so awful.
It's crazy.
And you still try to do your job, you still have the mic in your hand and you tell them about Jamaica, how it's beautiful and things, and meanwhile the phone is and yes, you lost everything, your house burned down, and you are like still talking about Jamaica and stuff like, oh, that was
so you're trying
unbelievable.
You're trying to just...
Yeah, I tried to be professional as much as I could.
But it didn't last so long, yeah?
Yeah, I guess that was the story for today.
True, that was our story, guys. Our little sad story.
It's a happy end.
Yeah, definitely a happy ending because nobody died in the process besides the poor animals. Yeah.
No, but still, we give thanks.
Yeah.
God is good.
God good, definitely.
It's good to have friends.
It could have been way worse.
Who help you and come together and...
Because there are people who experience a fire and they were in the fire and they had to escape and it was hard and the smoke and you have to go back for a kid in a burning place. Or,
oh God.
That's really dramatic. So I guess our case is where we weren't there is, I guess, kind of the best case scenario.
Sure.
And the whole structure could have been gone, but it was still there, you know. So
yeah, I blocked them still there. And even the kitchen, which was a board building, also didn't catch fire.
Yeah, there was a board building next side of it.
Yeah, so. By the grace of God, we had the water ordered before, one day before. Like, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, I remember some of the clothes even lasted. Some were burnt and some were okay intact. You remember that?
No, not very much.
Because there were clothes under the bed in some suitcase. And some of them were of course burned, but some of them you could pick out.
I thought they were plastic suitcases.
Yeah.
I think most of them.
And I remember my favorite clothes, my favorite suits were all mashed up. I was like, and back then... I
wonder if your school uniform did survive. Except for the one you did wear.
I think they survived somehow.
I still used to go as success.
Yeah. So guys, just for reference, I was in the 5th grade at the time.
I think it was 2002, 3-ish. No?
2003, no. So when that was in 2000 and... Wait, I'll tell you.
It was like that. It was after we came back from Germany.
It's around 2007 or 8.
I don't think so.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because Sarah born 2000. We came back like 2002-ish.
Oh, and you have to tell him that you weren't together with my dad anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't together with her daddy anymore. Imagine.
That happened before all of this.
Yeah, that would be another story. I might maybe tell one day.
Yeah.
So this is the end of the story, really truly, yeah. You did make it to the end.
Thank you all for watching so much. If you enjoyed a little story time, please give it a like down below and comment
Thumbs
something.
up.
Yeah guys, thumbs
And
up.
share out the video.
Share it.
Subscribe.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Yes, stay safe.